Alright, I think I'm live. Hello, you beautiful people! Am I live? Is it working? I think it is. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Oh well, whatever. I'm not sure what I'm going to work on. But I'm going to figure something out. Do I want to work on my sketchbook? I need to get out feelings. That's what it is. I don't think I'm going to be able to work on my normal painting I've been doing for lives. I have a blank canvas. Maybe I'll just work on this and see what I create. I'm debating if I want to do that sketch. I could start on some line work on it. That might help. I think I'm just going to do an emotional state painting and see where it goes for now. I haven't done anything like one of these live. Let's water down the canvas. Guess whoever watches this will get to see like the whole beginning process to one of these. I know I could get a spray bottle for this part, but there's something pretty cathartic about brushing the water on the canvas. Almost feel like it's a warm-up practice. It's warming my hands up. I'm getting a feel for the canvas. Figuring out what color I'm gonna start with. We'll see where this goes. kind of want to use black. I use black for a lot of my emotional state paintings, though. I feel like it represents the void really well. I might need to get a new black. It's looking mighty used up. I'm just like dumping all of the little dried crusties all over the canvas. Oh well. It'll add some texture maybe. Why are you not wanting to turn? I have almost stripped these screws, or the screw part of this. There we go. After I've sprinkled the crusties all over the place. I apologize if I get too lost in the sauce. I'm just getting a feel for this canvas, so my mind's going to be wandering as I figure out what I'm feeling. Kind of get the sides. I could just get already prepared black canvases, but the plain white ones are just cheaper, and I can do this myself. Totally just making the canvas disappear on the camera. I'm gonna have to clean my table after this. I'm trying to be careful, but I have no idea how far along I'm gonna get with this painting either. My emotional state paintings don't really have a set time. Some are pretty quick, some take forever. I just go until it feels done. And without plan, so I have no idea what I'm actually going to paint. I am feeling some blue. It's not really going to show up on camera because it is such a dark blue, but there you are. Come up. There we go. Let's just start creating a gradient. Okay, let's see. Feeling something, some sharpness. I'm starting to see something. I'm gonna go rinse out my brush really quick and then I'm gonna get started on bringing some of this stuff out I'm starting to see. Brush is all clean, okay. Let's see, which one do I want? I'm gonna need some more powder blue. Seeing some mountains back here. I'm gonna bring them out just a touch. Don't touch the canvas. Hmm. I almost feel like I'm looking at a landscape through night vision goggles, even though there's no green in it. Feel like I need some warmth in that. Start mixing in some. How's it going, Fees? I am really struggling with getting my video editing done and or working on projects I've already got scheduled I should be working on. Figure I just need to get out some feelings and I might as well go live. I have no idea what I'm going to create. I'm just kind of going with the flow. Nice. I still got all my other paintings I should be working on. I actually have them near me in case I wanted to start working on them, but The creative block is really getting to me. So I'm gonna see where this painting takes me. I'm starting to see like a vision. I don't know what the vision is of yet. And I don't even know if I'm gonna really like what I see, but oh nice. I don't exactly know like what the process is I'm using, but I feel like I just let my intuitions pick the colors too. I started out with like a black background, went in with some blues. All of a sudden, just started like feeling these oranges, and it kind of felt explosive, so I went with that feeling. I'm glad I could share some inspiration. It's, art is really good at helping us work through so many emotions and our own thoughts. I'm glad I can share that the way art has inspired me with others. And I would love to see it. I'd love to see how I inspired you. I'm really curious to see where this one goes. It's intriguing me. I feel like I need some yellow in it now, though. touches of yellow though. I'm definitely gonna need to go in with some reds. Actually, I think I might need to go with crimson in particular. I almost feel like this might be an asteroid or a meteor. I was thinking maybe volcano at first. Now it's like giving me more of a impact vibe. I might need to get a new crimson too. Luckily, I have one. Let's see what I can squeeze out of this one. Yeah, I'm getting my money's worth. That one is, let's see, almost gone. That's not a bad idea. I thought about cutting the bottom of it to try to scrape out like all of the paint, but I'm always worried like it's gonna dry out. That's why I got one of these to help wind through the tube and squeeze out everything. That's how some of my tubes have that crimp pattern. I'm definitely gonna need to darken this orange up a little bit more. Yeah, I've gotten its money's worth. Definitely squeezing the tubes as much as I can to get all the paint out. How's it going, buddy? almost kind of looking like a firework too. I kind of feel like it might be a little too uniform. Like I got this one up here. Like maybe I need another one. I agree. It is very exciting to go shopping for new art supplies. I have to go try a new art. Well, it's not new. I just have to go try a different art store in town. Last time I was there, it's like a local art shop. They didn't really have what I was looking for, and their prices were a little expensive. But I kind of want to try to move away from some of these big corporations instead of just always going to Michael's, which I'm actually just actively trying to avoid now. I think that's a little bit more like it feels really heavy at the bottom, but I feel like it would be heavy at the bottom just with whatever this may be, whatever it turns out to be. But I'm gonna give him a try and see what the local shop has. I might even find a new brand of paints I haven't tried yet. Who knows? I've used Winsor and Newton for so long. There's bound to be other brands out there I'd also like just as much. Tone down that white just a little bit. I think a lot of people would if they had the money to. I really enjoy. I didn't use like for I didn't go there for fabrics or anything because I don't sew. That's my sister. I probably could learn, but um, they did have a really good collection of beads, and I did used to make necklaces. I actually still have all my necklaces, like the supplies. I could even make a necklace in a video if I wanted to. If I could get to editing instead of just sitting there. Tried working on it all night, and then I tried working on it again this morning. Removed all distractions, so it was the only thing in front of me, and I just have no motivation to work on it. Nothing's wrong with the video. Even like the little bit I have edited, I don't really like. I'm just kind of like, this feels really forced. Which I don't even know what that means. But it just didn't feel natural, like my natural self. So I was like, just not liking how the video's coming out. Tried working on my other art project, the one with the timer for 30 minutes. Or like the one where I'm doing for 30 hours. And again, I was just kind of like sitting there. Tried working on the other painting I've been working on in my lives, the commission. Just sitting there, not creating anything. And that's normally when I start a new painting or something. I feel like there's something needs to come out. So instead of fighting it, just let it come out, see where it goes. I'm liking that little area of the hint of the mountains and whatever's going on right here. I'm liking that. That's a little too watery. I also don't even know how long my live's going to be. Probably about the normal 3 hour length, but it might go over, might end a little earlier than that. Just going with the flow to see what I need to get out. I need to bring the white back out a little bit more. Using a little bit more of a watered down white, so when it dries, some of the other colors can peek through. It's really looking like a firework. Kind of liking that though. And now I feel like I gotta bring out some details in the mountains behind. feel like there would be little bright spots. Kind of giving it this ghostly feel. Never outlined anything with the color of paint, then just use the same brush with water, like a shader, to turn it softer. Yeah, I'm using so I kind of already outlined in this color with the mountain. This is a mixture of white and powder blue, and I actually just watered it down, and so like it's softening up the edges so the lines aren't so super sharp, and kind of help it blend in a little bit better. I'm also like barely touching the brush onto the canvas. Just to kind of like help this come out a little bit more. And I'm combining it with this like outer layer of like whatever is bursting out right here to kind of like make it look like the top layer of these mountains is what's bursting out, and then this is all like the internal stuff. I don't know if that's what you meant, but if I got it wrong, let me clarify a little bit better. Maybe I was just misunderstanding. I want you to lighten up just a little bit. I'm glad I got that correct. I do always try to like continue experimenting and trying new things when I'm painting and trying to express myself because it's how we grow. It's how we get better. Oh, I didn't want to do the light color yet. I wanted to go back to the darker. We'll say something definitely needed to get out. Something is making its way to the surface, helping me feel inspired. In my sketchbook, um, it was probably that frog drawing that I did. If it was just like just for any sketchbook, that one took me about 32 hours. If we're going painting, though, the longest one is Dexter, and his painting took 53 hours. Or 153 hours. And that was the most amount of time I'd spent on any art project. Still is. He's actually, I shouldn't say he's part of the reason. Part of the reason I'm struggling this weekend, I know, is because I'm missing him. Yesterday was the 3-year anniversary of when we had to put him down. He had a brain tumor that just like grew out of nowhere, and just like he had a little bump behind his eye, like where it looked like his eye was a little swollen, and that was like around Christmas. And then by February, his eye was almost like being pushed out of his skull. The tumor just like was growing so fast, and he was just in so much pain. So we got one weekend left with him, and then Valentine's Day 2023. That's when we said goodbye. So I'm just kind of missing him. I've been in my feels this weekend, and I've been trying to work, but it's been rough. And I know, like, I don't want to, like, I feel kind of bad because, like, I have Onyx and Baxter, and they've been really good boys, and they've been doing a good job of trying to, like, comfort me all weekend. But I'm just missing Dexter. And then Rascals, his is coming up too the end of the month. And Solos, my love bird. Hers was the day after my birthday, and then Rascals was February 29th. February's just turned into a pretty rough month. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you have some way that you can still honor your first cat. I need to get Rascal's ashes together and get his painting done. I am feeling so guilty and jealous that I haven't gotten his painting done. And I think it was just because like I had a crew with Dexter, Solo, and Rascal. Like they were just my little crew, and they were my crew for over 10 years together. Like we were just like a very happy family, Eric. Dexter, Rascal, and Solo. And then I just lost them all so shortly after each other, and Rascal was the last one. And I feel like it's making it a little hard to like around this time because like he was the last one of the crew. Like Onyx and Rascal got to know each other a little bit before Rascal said goodbye. And then we got Baxter. But it was just like so finite when Rascal left because it was just the end of that crew. It was kind of like when my sister, like, I had gotten to know my sister's dog pretty well, Cleo. That was Cleo was the last of the OG crew. So my sister had Cleo before I had gotten Dexter, and it was Cleo, my sister's dog, Isis, my mom's dog, and Brutus, the family dog. And Brutus was really attached to me. Uh, Brutus, when he said goodbye, he was 18 years old, and his time was just it was just his time. But those three were together for the longest time: Brutus, Isis, and Cleo. But Cleo was the youngest, so Brutus went first. Then my mom's dog Isis went, and then my sister lost Cleo. And that one kind of hit me a little hard too, because Cleo was the last of that crew. Cleo was the smallest of that crew. She looked like a naked mole rat. She had like no hair, very pink. Like I mean, she did have hair, but she was just like really pink, very high pitched bark. She was the smallest Chihuahua out of all of them, and she was the bully. She would bully everybody. She'd bully Dexter when he would come over and visit. She would bully Rascal. She would bully Brutus. She would bully Isis. She was a bully, but she was so fun because like she would try to bully the people, and then like if I was doing something and she was trying to bully me to get something, I would turn around and then like stop my feet and kind of like chase after her, and she would do her little yelp like I was hurting her, and I'd go back to what I was doing, and she would start like bullying me again, and I'd turn around and stomp my feet, and she'd just yelp and run away like I was hurting her again. She was such a little character. My sister did a good job raising her. That is a long life with a cat, especially without having any of the shots or any of that stuff. But there were some that lived really good lives without any of that stuff. It's beneficial to have that stuff because it can extend their lives even more, but there's always some that manage to have very long, healthy lives without any of it. And I think good, loving households help with that. curious where this is gonna go. I didn't realize I was gonna make a landscape if I did with doing an emotional state painting. I don't do those very often. But this one's coming out quite fast, though. I will, I will say. Obviously, I needed to get out something. I was for a while. I had fish, lizards. I really loved animals. I loved my bearded dragon when I was a teenager. Named him Staggy. And then I hated that name, but it's like I had called him Staggy for so long that it stuck. That there was a like I had named him right before like I got all edgy and everything as a teenager. And then like teenage years hit and I no longer liked the name, but I had called him Staggy for so long that it stuck. And I was like, I wish I would have named him something else. And then I had fish. My favorite fish were I had a set of koi. Like I had a 55-gallon tank. I had a variety of fish in it, but my favorite were the two koi I had in it. I had two dwarf koi. One was gold, one was silver. Oik and Takai. Oik was the gold one. Takai was the silver one. And the reason I call them Takai is I think it was it's bat in Japanese. I could be completely wrong. I just remember like it was bat in another language and I really liked that because the markings like he was all silver except for like a darker patch of silver around his eyes and it wrapped around his head and it looked like bat wings. So I wanted like a couple people were like you should name him Batman. I didn't want to call him Batman, so I ended up calling him Takai. I really like that. And then Oik is koi backwards. I really liked Oik. And they were trained. The only fish I'd ever been able to train, they would come up to the tank and they would like I would wave at them and they would wave their corresponding fin and I'd wave my other hand and they wave their other fin back at me. I could put food in my hand and put my hand in the tank and they'd come eat it out of my hand. They recognized my voice and would get really excited when like I would come home from school and I'd go into my room and I'd like start talking on the phone or something and they would come out from their hiding spaces and they'd be like all excited at the edge of the tank looking for me. All the other fish just were regular fish. Just Takai and Oik were very special. I had them for so long. I ended up giving them to a friend though who had an indoor pond so that they could live in the pond. Like I've always had a soft spot for animals. I try to take care of every animal I've ever had to the best of my abilities to give them an extra special life. Yeah, that's why I feel like some of the best artists in the world who have ever existed have been through some of the most tragic things in their lives. Like two of the big ones for me. I mean, like look at Van Gogh. He struggled with a whole bunch of stuff. Like Frida Kahlo, Francis Bacon. very tragic moments in their lives, and they were absolutely amazing artists. I should probably do a piece with some of my childhood animals. Takai and Oik are the two fish. Like, I really remember them. I've been through so many other fish because fish don't typically live very long. But those koi, Takai and Oik, when I ended up giving them a friend, they were already like 6, 7 years old, or like that's how long I had them. When I was getting ready to move, but the apartment we were moving to, they didn't allow fish tanks because we were on the second floor, and so I had to find another home. I was really sad about giving them up. Cause like they were from my high school days into my adult days. And then there was Sheer. Sheer was a hedgehog I had. He unfortunately had a very tragic end. That one devastated me. Uh, he was litter box trained. He knew how to use a doggy door. I could sleep with him without getting stabbed. Like I could have him like on my shoulder near my head, and I wouldn't get stabbed. Sheer was such a cool little hedgehog. And then one day, I had given him his food, and he started choking, and I could not get the food dislodged. Like I ran to an emergency vet, but the vet wouldn't take him because he was too small. And I tried driving to another vet as fast as I could to get him seen, to get him emergency care because I couldn't get the food dislodged from his mouth. And he ended up passing away while I was driving to that second vet. And that absolutely devastated me. Because I was on the way trying to get him help when I lost him. And then there was Razor. Razor was my chinchilla. Razor also unfortunately had a very tragic, and I was so mad. I I was at work one day, and so this was back when I lived in Las Vegas, and it gets really hot in Las Vegas. The thing about chinchillas is they are extremely sensitive to temperatures. But I had him inside, like with air conditioning, so he should have been fine. Unfortunately, while I was at work one day and nobody else was home, I didn't have any roommates, so nobody knew what had happened. The power company like hit something and it knocked out power for our block for like 7 hours in the middle of the day during the hottest part of the day in the middle of summer. And nobody was home to know what was going on while I was at work. And when I came home, the power was still out. And it was so freaking hot in the apartment. And unfortunately, that heat got to Razor and he did not make it through it. And I was so pissed at that one. I blamed the power company. I was so upset with them, calling them and like, even though like they couldn't do anything, I was just so pissed. I wanted just someone to yell at, talked to a supervisor, and the best they did was they ended up giving us like $100 credit on our account for the loss of our animal. And I just like I didn't want the money. I was just pissed because I had just lost Razor. And then after that, that's when I got Solo, and then I got Dexter and Rascal. Oh, nice. Oh, I just put my finger right in the paint. I haven't done very many cats. I kind of want to do a cat though. I did Resolve. That was for courageous painting. Like that was definitely a cat inspired monster. But I do want to do another one. My earliest best friend from elementary school, she loved lions, tigers, and dolphins, and orcas. Those were her favorite animals, and we would just always talk about our favorite animals. I haven't talked to her in a bit. I'm still connected with her after all these years. She lives on the other side of the country now, though. And like, of course, we drifted apart a little bit, but it'd be nice to like reach out and see how she's doing. I might actually get to finish this. Like, I might finish this one today. That would be kind of cool. I love it when I get a painting out just quick out of nowhere. Yeah, I love her painting style. I I was busy. I had someplace I needed to go when I saw that Courageous Painting uploaded a video earlier this week, and I totally spaced rewatching it. I am such a bad friend. I need to watch her painting, her newest video. You just reminded me that, like, she has a video up that she got up this week, and I haven't watched that. Maybe I'll watch that tonight before bed, kind of like unwind, just to kind of be in a better mood. I need this one. Oh, dang, I've already been painting for an hour and 40 minutes. I can't believe it's been that long. Started at 2. I thought it was going to be like 3. It's 3:40. Time is really flying by on this one. Boom, 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 boom. Might actually do longer than a 3-hour stream today. I'm kind of getting into a zone. I kind of. That's why I paint. It does help ground me. I don't always smile, and I'm not always in a good mood when I paint, but I always feel better after I paint. Some paintings when I make them, like, they're not meant for me to feel good. They're meant to just kind of get out really difficult feelings. So I'm kind of like okay not being in a good mood when I'm painting. I don't know what the point of this one is yet. I'm gonna have to fix that one. Kind of like off and on. I am still like struggling with feelings. You were too dark. Let's lighten you up a little bit. I'll fix this one. Oh, don't apologize. You're fine. There's no need to apologize. I'm enjoying the conversation. It is helping me get through the painting with whatever I'm making, so it's helping. How's it going, Becky? Doing something a little different today. I'm struggling with like some kind of creative block, missing animals that used to be in my life that are no longer with me. The world that whatever's going on with the world, and I haven't been able to focus on editing my videos or on the paintings I should be working on, so I'm just doing something else so I can at least stay productive. I still have the other one. It's right here. I had it just in case, like, I could bring myself to work on it, but I'm not in the right mindset for that one. I don't want to put negative emotions into that painting. I want to keep that one a lot full of love. So, and I can't work on the other paintings I'm working on, so I just kind of like, I need a painting to put these difficult feelings I'm feeling into. I'm trying my best. It seems like every day there's something new, some new horribleness going on. And one of my friends, she's been a little worried about me. She's been trying to like get me to talk to somebody, and I might need to go see a new therapist or something. But she's just telling me, she's like, I'm worried about you because my history. I've been through some terribleness when I was a child at the hands of monsters. So everything that's going on with these files, she's just explaining. She's like, I feel like you're a little bit more susceptible to it and emotionally vulnerable to what's going on because you've lived through something like that. She's just kind of trying to help me as best as she can. I hadn't really thought about it, but um, like I've been kind of like trying to stay vocal about it, like with calling my representatives, trying to share the stories because so many people just, at least here in the States, they're just not seeing it in the news. The news isn't reporting anything about the files. And so like I'm trying to read it myself just so like I know what's going on since the news isn't reporting it, and so many here are just like they're fake. It's just AI, and I'm just like I don't want to get into that conversation because that conversation just kind of makes me mad. And so like trying to just stay up to date with what's actually in them, so like so many women's stories deserve to be heard. They didn't get to choose to live through that. So like I'm trying to do the right thing because if the one thing I wanted when I was a child was I wanted others to see my story and to understand what I was going through, and I wasn't getting that. And so I'm trying to go about it the same way like I wanted back then. And it's just hard because like just everybody over here is either like reading the files themselves and are horrified, or they're just like refusing to read them, and they're just like it's just you're blowing it out of proportion, even though like we have those in charge saying like if the files fully come out it's going to cause the entire system to crumble. Our government would completely crash and crumble with if those files were to be released. And I'm just like, then release them. I really don't care. These people, anybody who's in those files deserves to be in jail. Yeah, I do have quite a few art pieces where I've just put those feelings in art. Some not so fun pieces, but I'm glad I'm glad I got the art out. I hate that the art exists. I have a couple of those kinds of pieces. It's okay, Becky. I don't want you feeling bad. It's just it's definitely more on like the forefront of my mind just because of current events and what's going on. It's hard not to separate yourself, like when something bad happens to somebody else, or that you see somebody else going through something that you yourself have lived through a similar experience. It's really hard to not like sympathize with the subject or the person or whatever may have happened. So like don't feel bad. Like it was already there in my mind. That's kind of why I'm creating a different painting, just to kind of help get it out. Oh, okay. And then there's been some people who are just like, there's a couple people that were in my life, and I say were in my life, and they have said some just awful things because they don't believe the survivors. And I that one's really hard to not take personal when I see somebody like bad mouthing the survivors and their stories. It's really hard to not take that personal. So there's been a couple of people like that where I'm just like, I had no idea that was the kind of person you were. So that's kind of like also coming to a reckoning with like it's gonna be really difficult for people to not surprise me with some of the things that they say with the current climate of everything. one of my friends was just like, you guys are blowing this whole thing out of proportion. It happens in the animal kingdom. It's part of nature. Like, we try to do better than that, but it's not always going to happen. It's not always going to be able to happen. And you guys just need to move on and get over it. And I was just like, my mouth was just like open. It's one of the reasons why I absolutely despise Facebook. I hate what that app has become. I regret ever switching from MySpace now. I have seen some ugly sides of people on that app. Yeah, and it absolutely did bring out some of the ugly truths in some people that I thought were good people. And I'm just kind of like, good people don't say things like that. Right? Like, those days were so much simpler. I want to go back to the MySpace days. Your little blogs and your profile song starting when somebody would click on it. Like, that MySpace made an incentive to go to other people's profiles because like you would get to see a part of them, like what they created and who their top eight was, and which started its own drama. But I mean, like every site's gonna have its drama, but like I just feel like it incentivized going to see your friends' profiles a lot more than what Facebook does. I feel like Facebook just wants to keep you on the news feed with rage bait. Oh my gosh, I remember Heroes. Yeah, I've been on my old account, but I was part of like the OG crew on MySpace, and like most of that stuff is gone forever. I ended up just stopped going on there when Facebook came out, and I had just like migrated over time to Facebook, and then that was the only thing I checked. I totally missed when they did the whole um, moving everything onto other servers, and so like old profiles were not necessarily erased. Like I still have a profile there, but all of my old blogs, my setup, my pictures, they're all gone because I didn't meet the deadline to like download all that stuff. I went on there and tried to download all my old stuff, and it was like there were some pictures, but I had albums upon albums of stuff, and they were just all gone. I went through the whole process of trying to like download it. I followed their little tutorial that they had, and I couldn't get anything other than like a handful of pictures. I could try it again if the stuff is still there. I just when I looked, it was like, oh, it's gone. Because like my profile, I started in 2025 or 2005, not 2025. That's when I started my profile, and I think I abandoned it in 2008 for Facebook. I'll give it a look again. Although, like, it's gonna be kind of weird looking through all my cringe stuff. That was like 19, 20, 21, 22. Thank you, Becky. I hope you get some sleep. Do your best to have a good night. That's why I'm getting my feelings out on the canvas, creating something. I still don't know where it's going, but I'm on the purple trees now, like a very pale lavender. I'll have to double check. Maybe I was doing something wrong. It would be fun to kind of like what was younger David thinking on these days and kind of like going through. I actually downloaded all my Facebook stuff just in case that happens because I haven't logged into Facebook after I saw that those comments. I just kind of closed it out. I haven't logged on to Facebook since. I think I've logged on a total of 3 times in the last year. So I just downloaded all my memories just in case like it goes the way of MySpace where I don't touch anything and then they just delete everything. This YouTube channel, like now that I'm thinking about it, this YouTube channel, like is old. Like I haven't been posting videos on it, but I've had my YouTube. I think I've had my original Sin City Yeti, which if you search for Sin City Yeti, it does pop up. That is me. That is my account, but it's blank. I have a video on it that's hidden, and that's it. And it was just like a video I had taken while on a road trip with a friend. I was eating chips and salsa on this road trip, and I don't remember what, but something happened where the salsa ended up going in my nose. I was fine eating it up until like the salsa was in my sinuses, and I started freaking out. And I recorded a short video of me freaking out because I had salsa that was burned in the insides of my sinuses. While my friend was just laughing at me while we were driving on this road trip. That was the only video on that one, but I mainly just used it to watch other stuff. I was thinking about like actually using that like once I can get into like a better swing of things, or maybe if I get an editor one day, if that ever comes to the day where I can get some help to keep me focused, I could post stuff like more of the just the dogs and or maybe like video games I'm playing, more just like me and my life. But I do have it. I have that one, and that's my oldest, like my oldest one. I never really shied away from sharing my face. But I was very extroverted at the time. Always wanting to be in pictures. It was the stuff that I didn't want to share my face that I was being vulnerable in my past. So like I was always sharing selfies or like friends and everything, and then it was when I made a blog post that was just text without a picture that I was like being vulnerable because I kind of felt like I could get it out and be vulnerable, but like people wouldn't pay attention to it because I was something I did notice like people didn't really pay attention to the blogs. It was always the pictures, and so like maybe it was a way that I could be a little more truthful with myself and my feelings, and a way like kind of putting myself out there, but not putting myself out there at the same time because people didn't really pay attention to the blogs, at least in my circles. I haven't really done too much. It's just funny. I have a Pisces tattoo on my shoulder. I designed it, like my own artwork, and I love that I'm a fit like the fish. But I haven't really done any kind of research or delving into the lore of my zodiac sign. And I think I'm like a Pisces, and I think a Virgo rising, and some but like I think that's what it was. I'll have to like look it up. I think I have like some results or something in my email because I did some one of my friends was like really getting involved with it, and she wanted me to like get my rising and falling, or like is it falling sign? She wanted to get all my signs, and I think it was Virgo. And she's just like, that really makes sense for who you are. You're getting me all curious about it now. I'm gonna have to look it up. But I know like I'm a very strong water sign. I've gotten told that multiple times by lots of different people. And very much so water. I love being in the water. I love swimming. I love baths. And like I'll uh I'll shower and clean myself before a bath, so like I take a bath clean and then I'll shower afterwards again just to like make sure I'm really clean. Like I can be in the water for hours. It's one of the things that like really feels like it recharges me. The main thing I know about Pisces is that the sign is like a very gullible sign apparently, and I have been a very gullible person my entire life. Also very caring and compassionate. Apparently also plays in with it. The like I think it's gonna eat me up with the Virgo thing. It's just like unless I get double crossed or I see somebody messing with somebody else, like then like that my mild manner temper like loses it because like I don't stand for bullying. I don't stand up for myself, but I will stand up for others. And that's apparently like a very big like tie-in between my main and rising sign. I'm gonna have to look that up again. It's been years. But I did find it very interesting. Enough that I got the tattoo on myself. And I also got my Chinese zodiac. I got the year of the tiger. I have my tiger on one shoulder and my Pisces on another. I will be right back. I'm gonna go let the dogs out really quick. Oh, you good boy. You didn't do anything though. But I can't tell you no. Okay, I am back. Get all this stuff added. I definitely need to like just go through some more of the zodiac stuff. I think it would be fun, and it could inspire some new paintings. Like, I don't know, Chantel Arts, she did that Zodiac series, and I kind of thought that was really cool. Maybe like actually learn more about the signs, what they represent, so I could capture some of that like emotion and feeling into like pieces that I do with them. Maybe rocks. I think it would be cool to like do a whole like rock collection of the zodiac signs. Go out and try and find rocks that I feel like represent the signs, and then paint the signs into those rocks. How's it going, Illustrated? No worries. Just working on getting some emotions out since I'm like stuck and dealing with a block when it comes to like editing my videos or working on the projects I already had going. And I don't like just sitting there not doing anything, not creating. So I started a new painting to hopefully get out some emotions. I have no idea where it's going. There's no rhyme or reason, just going with the flow. Yeah, I have 2.5 videos filmed, ready to go. There's nothing wrong with the editing, like nothing wrong with the footage itself. The program's running fine. I just, like last night, I was just sitting there and I just couldn't edit. Like I wasn't doing anything. I was just staring at it. Even like I turned off all distractions, had nothing else going on. I just couldn't just sit down and edit it. And then I tried again this morning and I was still struggling with it. And so that was when I was like, I'm gonna work on one of my other paintings. Just sat there not doing anything. Tried making a post, like just to let everybody know, and I just kind of like sat there staring at my screen and I'm like, okay, something's going on. I'm in a funk. I'm dealing with some kind of creative block. And so I figured I'd go live and then like I wrote out my live and I didn't even think I was writing anything clever. And then afterwards I read it and I was like, okay, I guess I'm trying to be poetic. Reading the description of this live. Wasn't really thinking about it. And then like just started a whole new painting. So obviously like I'm up in my feels. They want out. And we're giving them space to exist. I have no idea what emotion this is though. It's just kind of coming out. So I'm just going with the flow on it. Should probably start at the top and come down because the bottom branches are technically going to be in front of the top branches a little bit if there's overlap. I also don't want that to like mess up my flow. Yep, that is exactly what is going on with me. Struggling with quieting them. But I can use them to make art. And I'm creating something different. I'll give it that. This is a little different than stuff I've created in the past. So I'm giving space to something. I just have no idea what monster it is yet. I don't even know like what kind of creature I'm gonna put in this. If I'm gonna even put in a creature yet, because all my other emotional state paintings, they like revolve around a creature of some kind. I do too. I feel like it represents like my head, the idea of my head space very well. So like most of my emotional state paintings use a lot of black in the background. There's only a couple that I don't really use black. But I don't do very many landscapes. Typically, it's just like if I want the idea of like a cave or something, like I'll do like some idea of rocks and everything, but it's not like a full landscape. This one's definitely like got its own personality shaping up, but I like that. Okay, purple. I need more of you. It's starting to like disappear a little bit. I kind of feel like it's giving the same emotion. Like, what emotion would that be? The emotion of the dog sitting at the table drinking his coffee while his house burns down, going, "This is fine." I kind of feel like it might be given that. Like the desire to keep everything feeling normal while nothing normal is happening. This is what it looks like. I kind of went with it. I don't really know, like, I didn't really know what I was doing with it. At first, I was thinking maybe it was a volcano, but then it was kind of looking like an asteroid, but then it's also kind of looking like a firework. So I kind of like just went with it. I haven't really been questioning like my gut with what it's like telling me like, oh, paint this, or like this is what I'm seeing in it and bringing that out. I haven't really questioned it. I've just been going with the flow. Like I didn't even realize I was gonna be doing trees in this at first either. Like I did the whole canvas black at first, and like I've just been working on this the whole life. I didn't start anything beforehand. So I had a blank white canvas. I toned it in black, and then while it was still kind of wet, I added in some Prussian blue, some powder blue, and I was thinking like maybe doing like a craggy because I was feeling like sharp, like whatever I'm feeling, it feels sharp and heavy. So I was like thinking maybe I'll do rocks, but then they kind of started looking like a mountain range and trees, and so I kind of just went with that. And then like I felt like there was an explosion right there, and I was feeling like adding in some orange, red, and yellows. So like I did the mountains in the very background first, and they were just kind of like shadowed, like shadow outlines. I added the explosion, then did the mountains, then did this water. Now I'm adding in the trees. So like even when I first started, I didn't feel like I didn't realize this is what I was going to be going with. Just letting the painting tell me what it wants to be, kind of thing. If that makes sense. That sounds weird. But I don't really know any other way of describing it. It really is just kind of like letting the painting come to life the way it wants to come to life. They do kind of look like flames too. Now all I'm hearing is Hank Hill in my head going propane and propane accessories because that's what I immediately think of with blue flames is propane. My issue is when I have a plan with a painting and I'm not in the right mindset, and then I struggle with getting it out. And that's what's happening right now. Like, I have plans and ideas for paintings I have started and that I'm working on, and I know what I need to do. It's getting myself to do it. That's where I'm struggling. But like this, no plan, no nothing, just kind of going with the flow. It comes out without any issues. So I guess like we are opposites when it comes to like our art styles. I left the door open for you. You don't need me. Onyx is now like getting antsy. He went on his walk before I went live. He has had treats. After I took Baxter outside to go potty, I left the door open so Onyx could go out there if he wanted to, and he's like starting to nudge me. You still got like an hour before it's DINNER time. I didn't really like King of the Hill too much when I was younger, but as an adult, I have grown a new appreciation for the show. Rewatched the entire thing. Make sure you guys are staying hydrated. I think I will go until I feel like I'm at a good stopping point, or it's done, whichever comes first. Or it's DINNER time, DINNER time for the boys. I can't say the word because they know the word, and once I say it, they will not leave me alone. So I gotta spell it. They're like children. Huh. I'm trying to think. Wasn't Luann like it was? I think that was an episode with Luann where she was practicing on Bobby for her exam, her beauty school exam. I think that's when that happened. There's not very many episodes where things like that happen with Bobby. Which I do remember a couple happening. I think it was with Luann. I might have to look for that episode. I actually watch a YouTuber on here called Squirrel Tactics, and all he does is just kind of like go way too into detail about the show and episodes and characters, but it's kind of like fun and intriguing. I kind of like channels that do that, go into like these ridiculous deep dives into shows and cartoons, like explain all the lore. King of the Hill's been like Squirrel Tactics. I like the way he covers that. That's kind of like why I like Athena P. She's another one. She goes way into detail with kids shows. And even though she's a lot younger than me, and most of the time she covers shows I never watched, she does also cover older shows that I did watch. And it's just kind of like so much fun to hear her go into this ridiculous lore and what she's gathered from the show, piecing all of like trying to make everything continuity work in the show. I remember a couple times Luann was trying to practice on Bobby because she needed somebody to help with her beauty school projects and tests. Although Luann's one of those characters that I was a little disappointed by, like how the show treated her. Because in the beginning, she was blonde, like that was definitely her character was just kind of like being the dumb blonde. But she was really good at cars. She had like all this car knowledge, and then as the show progressed, she just like completely lost that. And I wish the show would have kept her like with that one little bit of knowledge. The only thing I remember being illegal in the show or getting outlawed that they were trying to use up and like revolved around the story was when trans fats got outlawed and Hank and his boss started a food truck selling like trans fat foods because they were outlawed. And Mr. Strickland saw a way of making a lot of easy money and like tricked Hank into making him feel like he was doing his patriotic duty of selling foods with trans fats in them. So there could have been like I could just be completely drawing a blank on it, but that could be one with the lipsticks. Sir, you are not starving. I guarantee it. Why are you licking your chops and staring at me? I think I'm gonna have to add in some extra foliage or something. But I don't want to use green. For some reason, green just doesn't feel right with this. But I am wanting to do some more plants. I'm losing my purple. Apologize for the motorcycle going by. I can't really do anything about it. But I know it gets loud. I definitely need some more in the middle right here. Okay, I'm gonna have to rewatch that one. I am drawing a complete blank on that one. It totally sounds like Bobby, though. Baxter. Yeah, slow down, buddy. I don't need you getting sick. Baxter, breathe, buddy. You gotta slow down. Baxter. You just need to slow down your drinking. I'm not telling you you can't drink. You just gotta slow down. I promise you the water's not going nowhere. I gotta take care of your feet tonight. Oh my gosh, yes. All right, now I'm remembering the episode. That's right. Oh my goodness. Yeah, now I know which episode that is. Yeah. Although my favorite episode of them going to Mexico is when Peggy kidnaps that little the little girl when she goes on the field trip to she takes Bobby's class to Mexico and she accidentally kidnaps that little girl off the street thinking that she's part of the class. Peggy's Spanish always made me laugh. She's just so ridiculous. So bad at it. Oh, did you know it got a reboot? They have new episodes that came out last year. I actually enjoyed the reboot episodes. I thought they did a pretty good job. Sir, are you getting sick? Did you drink water too fast? Okay. As long as you don't puke, I'm happy. I don't want to clean up puke right now. Yeah, they're all on Hulu. I think there's 10 episodes from the newest season, the reboot, and it picks up in the future. Just like so you're not caught off guard. It's kind of like it's not really giving any spoilers because it's like the whole premise of the reboot. Um, Hank and Peggy went off into the Middle East for propane for a couple years, like for a decade, to build up for their retirement. And while they've been gone for this last decade, everything else in Arlington's been going on, like moving forward, and it like picks up after the pandemic. Like that's in the whole like uh the opening scene where it's playing the music, when it's going through all that, it's updated now and it like goes through the whole 10 years. And like you see Dale, Bill, and Boomhauer going through like getting their smartphones and going through the pandemic and getting into like 2025, so it's bringing it up current. And then Peggy and Hank come back, and that's where it's picking up now. I thought it was a really good premise because, like, when they were in Saudi Arabia, like they were living in like this is a real thing out there. They where when they send Americans out there, they have little communities that are built to be like American small towns, and so like that's where Peggy and Hank were living. And then they came back to Arlington, and they have to see how like everything has changed in the 10 years. And they have most of the original cast like back doing the voices, but some of them have changed. I don't know if there were like other contracts where they couldn't get them, but there's also a lot of the voice actors have unfortunately passed away over the years. I am still really curious if they're going to bring Luann and oh my gosh, what's her husband's name? Um, I can't remember her husband's name. He was in the very last part of the show. Uh, she, both Luann and her husband's voice actors have passed away, so like we don't have them because you know Luann was voiced by Brittany Murphy and oh my gosh, who was what was it's gonna bug me now. What in the world is her husband's name? I really liked him. He was a fun character. Dale's voice actor also passed away. I think you'll really enjoy it. I was. It definitely felt it had the same old charm of the original King of the Hill. And so many returning characters, and everybody's aged. That's like another really fun thing is just seeing how everybody like how the creators aged everybody. Living in Las Vegas in the early 2000s, we started getting a lot of like Vegas started getting a lot of transplants from Texas. So like a lot of kids that I went to school with, because that's about the same time King of the Hill came out. I was in middle school and high school. So a lot of like the kids in the show remind me of like kids that I met in school who had moved to Las Vegas from Texas. Like they did a pretty good job of like capturing the nuances of like just that the people from that side of the country. Like, there's a couple friends that I had there. I'm just like, I know exactly which characters they would have been in King of the Hill too. In fact, one of the kids in my band class was from Arlington. I actually think he ended up moving back there. I didn't really keep up with very many people in high school. My high school was like not saying anything bad about the religion. If anybody is watching this is Mormon, I am not saying anything bad about the religion. I just felt very out of place at my high school because um, in one of my yearbooks, I could pull it out. Like they ran a poll for like, what's your religion? And they got made a percentage of like what religions were dominant at our school. And it was like 85% Mormon and then 10% Christian and then like very little others, and so I felt very out of place at my high school. And then when I ended up coming out, a lot of my high school friends were no longer friends with me, so there was that. Which just kind of like reinforced like, yeah, I made the right choice of not coming out while I was in high school and waiting until after, because I already struggled with some friends in high school and then losing almost all of them when I came out. Yeah, at the time it hurt, but as an adult, I look back and I'm just like, that's a shame that that's the kind of person that you are. But hopefully, over time, they've become better. I think I'm gonna finish this tree and I'm gonna stop for the night. And I might continue this after my life and like maybe turn this into a video. I don't know. We'll see how I'm feeling. I definitely am feeling a little bit better. I would like to get back to editing my video. It's so close to being done. Oh wait, I am doing this wonky. I think I have like it's a it was like almost an hour's worth of footage because it's just a sit down video of me talking about like my favorite paintings from last year and things I want to work on in the future and involvement from the community. So it was like maybe an hour. I have it down to about 20 minutes now. And I don't want to like I don't want it to be too much longer than that because there's not a whole lot of like art stuff in it. I mean, I do have like clips and stuff of pieces that I've created, but I didn't want it to be like a half hour long video without any like new art. And I think I have like maybe 20 minutes left of footage to like go through, so I need to condense it a little bit more. But it's so close. It's like there's not a lot left to edit. It's right there. I'm hoping like maybe I can work on it now that I got out some feelings with whatever this is turning into. And I can save it for when I'm back in these feelings. And get that video edited. It's so close to being done. I just need to buckle down and actually work on it. I can't just sit there staring at my screen. Because otherwise, I'm just going to paint if I end up just sitting there again staring at my screen. And at least now I have a painting I can work on that's like I'm putting those feelings into. Oh, that's a little too dark. Oh, this is making me want to play Breath of the Wild again. Earlier there was an Animal Crossing song and it was making me want to play Animal Crossing. I still haven't played the update. I was all excited for that too. Yeah, that's my favorite thing about the this last installment of the Zelda games, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. It's so easy to get lost in the game. They did a really good job of letting the story just take you away. But I played Tears of the Kingdom not too long ago. I still need to beat Ganon or Ganondorf. But I want to go back into my Breath of the Wild file and kind of just like see where I left off with that. Especially because I also like want to prepare for the new what is it, Pokeopolis or Poketopia? Poketopia that's coming out, the new cozy game for Pokemon. That's like Animal Crossing mixed with Pokemon and Stardew Valley. Yeah, and it's not that I think the battle's too hard. It's I don't want to beat him because then like that's pretty much like the end of the game. I mean, you can still explore and do stuff, but there's not a whole lot to do. I've been ticking off all of the little like side quests and everything as I've been progressing. So like I have almost all of the upgraded armor. I have almost all of the weapons, all of the side quests. I think left that I need to do. Yes. That's exactly where I'm at. I'm with you on that one. It's just like once I beat it, then there's nothing left, and I don't want to beat it yet. I would kind of need to start a whole new file on Breath of the Wild though, because I did beat that one. I am glad though that they have the underworld, like the underground. The only thing is I miss the Guardians from Breath of the Wild. I wish there would have been Guardians in Tears of the Kingdom. I get that they're like they dismantled all of them, but like what about in the underground? Couldn't they have had some in the underground? They're the one like enemy I miss. They were so much fun battling because they were hard. Yes, I did get the DLC for Breath of the Wild. Like I think I even have the motorcycle. The only ones that I have found to be like as and they're not the same, but they're as I think as difficult as the Guardians are the oh my gosh, what are they called again? The like crystal frog things that are down in the depths. That's what it's called, the depths. Oh my gosh, oh, what are they called? There's the really really big ones, but they're slow. They're just difficult to beat. And even then, they're like, I don't think they're as difficult as the Guardians. There was something just different and unique about the Guardians that none of the new enemies kind of capture what the Guardians had. The Frox, yep, that's it. I think the Frox have like they're difficult. They're just not as difficult as the Guardians. I really wish they would have left them in like just as like even if just like a one-off enemy where like you had to go out and seek them to fight them like they had no actual part of the story. I think like they could have done that. That was how I was beating them when I like was first started playing. I would just rain bombs and stuff onto them because like they were difficult. They were hard. I was like, I need to beat a guardian, but they're too hard for me. So I do not blame you in the least bit. I did get kind of good at beating them. But it's been so long, I probably would not be able to battle them like I used to. Same. I think like the spirits that follow you are fun, but I miss the tablet. I like the tablet and everything that you could do with the tablet. I know it's almost time. You can wait. You're not starving, I promise. The only one I used is oh my god, I'm like really bad at their names. Is the oh my gosh, the Gerudo princess. What's her name? It starts with an R. I use her lightning. And then uh, and then the flight one. Oh my gosh, and I'm forgetting the bird people's name. Rito. Oh, I can't remember the kid's name. Like he's the one that helps you glide longer. Those are really the only two I use. Minoru's I find a little too awkward. Don't snort at me. It's not time yet. You got like 10 minutes. You can wait. I know you don't see, but like, did you hear this? Like, they're bullies to me sometimes. Tulin, yes. It starts with an R. I remember her name starts with an R. I love her design though. And I use the lightning. Yeah, I can't remember her name. It's been a little while since I played it. They both do it. Baxter and Onyx, they both snort at us to like get our attentions or let us know they're not happy with something we are or are not doing. Like right now, it's because we're not feeding him yet. Even though like 5:30 is when we typically start doing their DINNER. And it's 5:17, so it's not quite time yet. And they're just like, I want it now. I want it now. They're just staring at me. Hold on. I paid attention to him. I shouldn't have paid attention. Oh, where's he going? There he is. Now he's hiding. I see you. I know it's almost time. He's getting all antsy and pushy. I know it's almost there. Almost. His little jacket because he gets cold. Got to make sure they're comfy. Our dogs have always been super spoiled though. They've got beds all over the house. They can they have four in the living room that they can pick from and they use them all. They rotate through all of them. Then there's one in each of the bedrooms. So like if they want to be alone, they can be. But then they also like get the couches and the regular beds. Cuz like it may be weird, but Eric and I like will take time to wash their paws and stuff, especially after going outside. So like we don't have any rules about not being on furniture or anything like that. They get free reign. But like all of our animals always have. Even like Solo, our lovebird, she open cage, pretty much had free reign whenever she wanted. So they haven't done that with their regular food, but they do that with their TREATSs. Like that they do a lot. They dupe us into giving them double TREATs. Another word I have to spell because they freaking know the word. The other one is CHEWS or CHEWYS. They know that one too. They're starting to pick up though on some spelling. Like they don't understand what it is because like we don't spell it out when we go and get it, but they know like we're talking about them. They just don't know what. Sir, you do not need to get pushy. They're acting like they're starving. They get fed twice a day, breakfast and DINNER. I can't say that one. Onyx knows TOYS. That's about it when it comes to that. And WALKS. They know that one. That's one of their favorites. No, they don't know supper. I guess I could say supper. Yeah, they don't know that one. But I'm out from the West Coast. We don't really say supper. I guess I could use it though. Sir. You need to not be pushy with me. It's kind of like soda. One of my friends that's from the Midwest, she makes fun of me for using soda. She's like, you say that so funny, soda. It's like, it's pop. Do not get pushy. I promise you, you're gonna get fed. Can you hear him? He's getting like very angry with me. He's wanting it now. I had friends like that too. Use Coke for everything. Can I get a Coke? Sir. Do you guys hear what I have to do? Hey, you do not yell at me. Hear this. They are very impatient. Do you like how he listened? Even when they're impatient, they're good boys. For the most part. Sir, you do not yell at me. You can wait. I'm almost done. You do realize you got two fathers who can help you, right? I'm not the only father here. I have sent him towards the other one. I will give them that. They do understand a lot of words.
I've come to your rescue, boys.
They got Eric.
I'm in the middle of a dungeon. Okay.
And now it's gonna get really loud. Baxter,
I will clean.
I know you are excited.
I will clean that fish. Baxter.
Swear, it's like he's dying because he's gone a little bit without getting dinner. Although, like, now he's getting it early, so, like, he's
It's
getting his
right
way.
on time, technically at 5:30. He's fine. He's fine. He's fine, Chad. Promise. He does not.
They are just excited.
He doesn't get neglected in least.
What's really funny is, like, I'll put on videos that I have made on the TV, like, just to, like, for views and everything, and make sure, like, the video's playing properly. I will rewatch my own videos. And every once in a while, like, I have Onyx and Baxter in the video. Onyx will go absolutely bonkers at the screen because he sees himself on it, even though he doesn't know it's him.
Or a furry.
Or yeah, the other one was like yesterday he went or
Baxter.
Friday he went absolutely crazy because he saw somebody in a furry suit on the TV. That one was really funny. That got a really good laugh out of me that he was going crazy over a furry being on the TV. But it is amusing to like see him start going crazy because he sees himself on the TV, and I'm like, Onyx, it's you, it's you. That dog can't see you. I promise, it's just you. No, he won't bark at his reflection, but he will bark at the TV.
He stops barking when you pick him up.
That's what's like. That one's funny too. Like he won't bark at his reflection. Like if we put a mirror on the ground and he sees it, he doesn't respond to it. But if it's on the TV, then he does. They do. I would not know. I don't want to experience a life without dogs in it. I know dogs aren't for everybody, and that's fine, but I will always have dogs in my life. I love them. They're such fun characters. As soon as I finish these 2 branches, I'm gonna go ahead and sign off for the night. Eat some dinner myself and hopefully get some more editing done on that video. It's so close to being done. I just need to get it done. So hopefully I could like post it tomorrow and then get started on the next video because I have that one fully recorded too. I do definitely like need to shorten it though because I think it's like 57 minutes right now with my normal like sped up rate that I use for when I'm creating. And that's just a little too long. But I still need to record the voiceover for that one. Oh, thank you. I hope you do too. At least I got a new painting started. Where are you guys getting pushy now? They're like, the other daddy fed us, now it's your turn. Get some touch-ups done now while I'm seeing them. Why are you barking at me? Or you're barking at Onyx? Oh, nice! Congrats! I'm glad to hear that you're almost done with your sketchbook spread.
I've come to the rescue. You guys are bullies. Go.
Yes, we do have to be mindful of it though. We can't give him too many, but it's really hard not to. Baxter's got liver issues and I want him to be with us for a very long time, so I gotta watch how many sweets and stuff I'm giving him. And making sure they get their walks. But I'm a sucker for it as well. Dexter, oh my goodness. Dexter was also a bully, and he was able to con stuff out of both Eric and I so well. Little con artist. Loved I love Dexter so much. Miss him. And then Rascal. Dexter was the con artist, and Rascal would just go along with whatever was happening because he knew if he went along with it, then he also got rewarded. Even though most of the time he had no idea what was going on, Dexter would be a bully and push us around, and then Rascal would just get involved because he's like, "We're barking now. We're barking. We're barking." Baxter and Onyx aren't quite that close with each other, but they're getting there. I feel like. Okay, I think this is where I'm going to have to leave it for tonight. Okie dokie. I appreciate everybody who joined. Thank you for sitting with me. My longest live yet, but I feel like I got out some emotions. I'll have to pick this up at a later time to see where else I'm going to take this. See if I might turn this into a video, but we'll see. But anyways, I hope you all have a wonderful night and enjoy the rest of your weekend if you still have any weekend left, or enjoy your Monday. However that may go, I'm going to send you positive vibes. May it be a good one. And hopefully I can get my editing and stuff done. Oh, hello, Rory, and bye, Rory. So, yeah. Anyways, I hope you all stay safe out there. Don't get lost. Don't get stolen. I hope you all have a wonderful evening, day, morning, whatever it may be. Bye, you beautiful people.